suggested that, but he just got here, so he's just trying to get settled. We're just ordering some sushi or something. I got out here an hour or two ago. Just a nice homemade banana bread.
There you go. You know what's funny? I turned off my note taker because I imagined this is what was gonna happen. Like there's as many AI note takers in this meeting as there are people. We're that type of crowd, eh?
Yes. Paranoid.
No, it's just how it is these days, you know.
It
I'm
is.
in a couple of them.
It's automatic.
Yeah, exactly. They take up a lot of space. I'm
I'm
gonna grab my power supply, but this is actually just a chance for us to hang out. I got a few agenda items I want to run through, but it's just a chance to hang out. So I'll be right back.
Go do your thing.
It's coming, Chris. It's coming.
Oh,
Hi,
Yin.
everyone.
Hey, Yin. That's the first time I see you. How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Busy, but good.
I bet. I bet. All right, we're waiting for Chris to bring the agenda topics. And for more
Okay.
people to join, I guess. Let's give it 5
Yeah,
minutes.
in general, there won't be an agenda, so I'll explain a little bit more. But the idea of this in general is to like just have a weekly hour on the books with an open Zoom where we can kind of come and check in and stuff. Like I was saying, I'm still pretty stoked about the hackathon submission, so I want to pull open like the hackathon page and show you guys a couple things. Gabe and Udbhav been working on a couple things. Hey, what's up, Ian? Gabe and Udbhav been working on a couple things they might want to share and talk about. But in general, it's like we made a till the end of 2025 and 2026 Google Calendar, and it's got weekly this session in it, in addition to some other things we're rolling out. Like we're also gonna be doing like a monthly, one night a month online like co-working session, maybe be a little longer. Again, probably like unstructured chance for people who are available to hop online once a month, do some co-working. Obviously, folks can, other things can spring up too, but this is just like a little bit of structure to get things going. Hey, Michelle. And then we'll be doing these like wider quarterly, like State of the Union address type things that just might be more of like a community catch up, whereas those will be more structured and more like us giving presentations and shit, not just us all chatting and stuff. But ideally, I guess someday people who have a hard time scheduling might bring questions here or ideas or just a chance to get together and yeah, connect.
Sounds awesome. I'm happy to be here.
So for those of us that are here, I'm plugged in, I'm in Chilliwack. Let's just do a real quick round the room of who's here, who you are, how you're showing up today. What's on your mind? Starting with Zaro.
Hey, that's easy. Put me on the spot right there. Yeah, I'm Gabe Zaro, for those who don't know me. I've been working with community for a long time. Joined Chris on helping launching this and having a great time just getting to know everybody. What I have on my plate right now is
How you showing up, man? Where's your head and your heart at?
I mean, I'm here. I'm excited, man. Like this is the type of thing that gets me out of my brain state of just worrying about the shit. So it's good. I appreciate having this type of situation. So yeah.
Luke, who are you and how are you showing up, bro?
So I'm Luke, and I founded a game studio called Tiny Go Studios with my partner Mayumi, and we have another partner in Toronto named Zach. And so Mayumi is my life partner, and she's also the CEO of the company. And yeah, we're basically building a we're building a platform that people can upload their own scripts, and AI kind of reads it and puts it into a narrative game. So people can share. We're trying to build a platform where people can, like a social platform where people can share their own narrative games and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm also doing a lot of like animation. I come up through animation, so I'm really involved with the AI Film Club thing that's going on. And Kevin and I were supposed to go out for lunch today, but he's had to postpone. But yeah, so now I'm here instead of lunch with Kevin. I'm here. So.
Cool. Darren, who are you and how are you showing up?
Hey, everybody. So I'm part of a couple companies, but the main one is VHT. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer. Dean is the CEO, my co-founder. We're just starting to get rocking after a slow summer because I was doing a lot of camping, but we're literally incorporating 2 companies in the next week or so in Washington and just starting to get things rocking. So we're just trying to plan out the next month or so. And I'm here to have lunch with Chris because I don't have a lot of time with my man there. So getting to spend time with Chris and Dean was worth driving out to Chilliwack, and that says something.
Darren, I thought you lived out this way when I was like, hey, I'll just come out your, I was like, I'll come out your guys' way. Let's meet at Dean's. And I thought you were, where do you live?
I'm in Coquitlam.
Ah,
gotcha. So it was an hour and 20 minutes for me this morning too. So I had to sneak a gym session in first thing this morning and then come out here. So.
Oh, dude, you must be hungry.
I had banana bread while I waited. I'm on my 3rd slice.
Kevin Hayes, who are you and how are you showing up?
My name is Kevin Hayes, and I do have a few businesses around marketing and AI. And today I'm just showing up, hoping to contribute and just be a part of the community. And I love the connection, man. I'm a part of a few other communities like this in Vancouver. So anyway, I love this one around AI. So showing up to be useful.
Thanks, man. Maybe you'll tell us more about those at some point. Udbhav, how are you showing up and who are you, sir?
Hey everyone, I'm Udbhav. I am helping with the BCAI ecosystem and I've been working in the AI space for a while as an industrial automation consultant. I'm also finishing my degree in computer science in AI from UBC in the next 3 months. And yeah, doing some research with Professor Patrick and stuff like that. So yeah, trying to get as deep into the field and grow with the community. So excited to be here.
My company, before the nonprofit existed, just to get this thing off the ground, needed some help. So the upgrade gave Udbhav a $1,500 contract that runs to the end of September. He's been helping out with onboarding people and setting up stripes and all sorts of things. And so he's been super helpful. And yeah, and you know, there's a couple things we can't talk about yet, but Udbhav's gotten a couple cool little contracts out of our community, some from some pretty high profile people doing some pretty futuristic stuff, just like getting paid to make little agent prototypes and different things that are being used as like, you know, proof of concepts to run ideas up the executive chain and stuff. So super proud of the work you've been doing for us, dude, and out there in general. And was maybe more available for work than he is right now, but also interested in the best gigs. Keep your ears out for the best gigs for Udbhav.
Also exciting stuff coming from the upgrade very soon. So yeah, everybody is excited, and yeah, yes, a lot of under the wraps. So yeah.
Happy to see Yin Lao here. Who are you and how are you showing up today?
Hey everybody, I'm Yin. I run a business as a fractional executive assistant. I've got a team of about 7 who assist me. So I work with many across many different areas: admin, marketing, social media, websites, event planning. I'm here to organize people's shit that they don't want to deal with, is essentially what I'm around for. So I love what I do, and it's kept me very, very busy. This week coming into September, oh my God. Everybody is ready to kick off, so you'll be seeing a little bit more of me over the next little while as Chris is setting up the ecosystem, and I'll be sort of helping out in the background.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, Yin has been working with me for 1 week officially, and like, so she helped me book the AI minister, the Honorable Rick Glomack. I had a good connection with him, and then he's like, yo, get in touch with me, get in touch with my assistant, book a meeting. And it's really hard for me to go through the rounds of cycles of emails that it takes to like get that actually nailed down with their chief of staff. So that was so that meeting already happened. I was able to brief the chief of staff of the AI minister on everything that we're up to and stuff. It was a super productive meeting. They identified us as a legitimate stakeholder, and we'll be invited to these roundtables that'll be having, and are going to be putting forward some ideas about how to partner together and stuff too. So that was one big win already. And then EA is interested in having me do like a keynote for their creative innovation team around AI. and again, it's like a mouse and an elephant trying to dance. They're this huge organization. There's like 4 people I'm talking to there about this keynote that I'm supposed to do in 3 weeks. And it's high value to me, but I can't even keep up with the back and forth that it takes to land the fish. So Yen's been super helpful, like putting together the proposal and like doing the chit chat back and forth that it takes to get me in there to do the part that I really like to do, which is lead creative teams around AI and stuff like that. So thank you, Yen. And she's not just here because she's my assistant. She also took like the AI upgrade course last year. She's on her own AI journey. She was coming to how many meetups have you been to, Yen?
Most of them, pretty much since the beginning, since you're in your old studio.
Yeah, that's cool. Most of them. I love that answer. All right, Floyd, you're up next. Who are you? How are you showing up today?
Hey, I'm Lloyd, man. I do software development at Affinity Bridge, so I work with Matt Hardy and Robin Puga, and we're all trying to figure out where to use these tools and how to do it. I'm going to be dropping out and disappearing for a while because going to Poland to help my wife's family with some things. But I'll be back in October and back for the October meetup. So just figured to drop and say, hey.
Cool. That brings up something I wanted to mention, so I'll do it now so I don't forget. There is a bit of a distinction between the Vancouver AI meetups and the BCAI nonprofit that we just registered. So like, and I just want to explain that now, because you'll be able to stay connected to us through calls like this and the other kind of co-working session if you choose to or whatever. So some of you, not all of you, but some of you bought annual memberships last year into Vancouver AI, and we had our private channel and stuff like that. And then a whole bunch of stuff has sprung up alongside of these special interest groups and these other regional meetups. So it made sense to make some umbrella to stick them all in. So when Andrew Reed came around with the rival prize money hackathon stuff, I said to Andrew, I'm only going to do this with you if you help me use it as a catalyst to get the AI meetups out of my company and into a nonprofit, and the nonprofit can hold this wider mission for the BCAI ecosystem. So that's why sort of this is all happening right now, is because Vancouver AI is going off, all these other things springing up. Rival comes to the table with money. I didn't want to take the money into my corporation. I needed to, this was the time to set up this nonprofit that could hold all these things or whatever. And so, you know, what we're rolling out with this being the first thing ever is really the official programming of the BCAI ecosystem nonprofit, which will include calls and co-working sessions and other hackathons and other stuff, and that'll be separate from the meetups, and we welcome you back to the meetups then too, and stuff like that. So, and I can answer more questions about that along the way. It's a little confusing for some people because we're moving from one thing to kind of another. But I think it's all pretty clear, and I've been building the whole thing with you all in public, so it's all down on the permanent record, one place or another. Eduardo, who are you, sir, and how are you showing up?
Hello, everyone. Eduardo here. I'm actually in Chilliwack, so virtual is great. I'm a cloud architect. I work for a company called Do It. We do a lot of consulting. I specialize in what is AI. A lot of work with companies around deploying their AI solutions into the cloud and leveraging one of the cloud providers. I've been doing this coding specifically for AI for the last 2 years. Previous to that, I've been doing a lot of ML, AI, more on the traditional side, which seems odd to me with deep learning, which was pretty cutting edge at some point. Really like how this goes. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I have my little one with me. I don't know if you can see him, but he's sleeping on me. So just 5 months like with me. So anyway, that's me.
Thanks, Eduardo. I'll piggyback off that for a quick sec as well, the Chilliwack connection. So I was at Bowen Island last night with the rival team for round 2 hackathon winners dinner. Andrew boated us all over there for a rad dinner. And Dale Evernden, who's one of his key vice presidents there in the rival business, we were sitting together at the table. And I was getting a chance to tell him the bigger arc of the whole story of what we're doing too. And I was telling him about the like regional, like the Surrey AI meetup and the Squamish AI meetup. He's like, have you ever considered Chilliwack? And I'm like, well, the way that these things emerge is that someone like you says to me, hey, have you ever considered Chilliwack? And then me and you together can see if there's other people with energy around that. And then if there is, then that can emerge and be a part of the situation too. So to the extent, and I meant to talk to Dean about this today, and that's why I'm bringing it up right now. So Dean, Eduardo, to the extent you're interested in possibly doing some sort of you guys self-organized in Chilliwack once a month, kind of get together. Rivals offered to sponsor it and be a part of it through Dale Vernden, who lives out here too. So follow up with me. And one of the reasons why these calls are going to be so valuable for me and for the whole organization is it gets stuff like that out of me onto the transcribed permanent record so we can follow up on it. If you guys want to do that, let's do it. Imran, we're going around the room just saying who we are and how we're showing up. I'm going to skip you right now so you can hear a couple more, and then I'll let you jump in, but that's what we're up to. And I'll also say, if you got to drop. This is over time, this will be maybe less structured, but we'll see. But people can pop in and pop out and see if we're here, say hi with whatever. So Michel Leblanc, you're up next, sir. And if you want, you can turn on your microphone, and then otherwise we're gonna just pretend we know what you're saying.
Yeah. Thank you. I brought the camera back on so you could know I was here, and I got the mic on now, so that's good. So yeah, I'm dropping in today to see what everybody's up to and to participate in the buzz and tell you a little bit about stuff I've been working on. So I've been working on some of my apps and my big condo in space project. I've been learning jazz a lot. I'm coming to grips with being some kind of West Coast elder because I'm over 60 now, and I'm an old school activist from a long time ago. But since then, I worked for corporations. I've been like a union activist guy, and just kind of out on my own thing right now. Yeah, I've got just a ton of stuff on the go, and I'm here to just have fun with it and just learn everything that I can, and then make it happen.
Michelle,
deep dives. I'm on deep dives all over the place.
Michelle, I got something I'm excited to share with everyone right now, but I think maybe of particular interest to you, and maybe lots of you heard about this already because I've been again talking about it on the channels as I develop it. But I met this guy called Evan Digby. So sorry, let me take one step back. With our partnership with the Space Center, they're always want to do more cool shit. And they consider us very, very innovative. And we kind of have a blank check to, like, in terms of their space to do whatever we want. They said to me, literally, they're like, yo, Chris, you're the innovator. Bring us whatever you want. And we'll, but we work in these very strict parameters because we're a city venue, but we'll try to do it. So one of the things we wanted to do was to align ourselves with the NASA Global Space Apps Hackathon. There's this really cool hackathon that happened in like the last 10 years. It's like the premier hackathon of all hackathons in some ways, especially as it comes to distributed hackathons. So NASA puts out like 20 data sets. They put out like 20 problems. Like some of the data sets are like live satellite feeds from NASA satellites and stuff, monitoring, like hydration on surface groundwater or something like that. I mean, it's amazing data that you get access to. So Space Center wanted to do something there, or said that we kind of could do something there. So I was like, all right, let me see what's going on out there. When is the dates even for the Space Apps Challenge and what's going on? So I looked it up. Turns out that there's a Vancouver group that did some at UBC last year, run by this guy, Evan Digby, who works for some aerospace company in AI and robotics or something like that. So I started reaching out to him. He was amenable to hearing from me, and then Space Center was amenable to hearing from him. So I put them together, and the announcement is BCAI plus NASA plus the HR McMillan Space Center are putting on a hackathon, an overnight real hackathon, like not our distributed ones like we have been running where they run over 6 weeks, but this is like locked in, not locked in, but Space Center access 24 hours. We're going to come together on Friday. I think it might even be 2 nights and present our projects on Sunday. Teams are already forming and stuff like that. You can propose your own project or align with one of the ones that are out there. If you look, it's pretty interesting. There's already like 50 people or so that Evan's bringing to the table, plus whatever we bring to the table. It's going to be free. He's not allowed to charge money. There might be some ways to monetize it somehow, but like selling shirts or hats or something. But yeah, so we're going to help put on a space hackathon at Space Center with these guys. I think it's October 4th and 5th. But it's on the website. We'll figure it out. So maybe you guys want to help organize or document our side of that or something, Michelle, or get involved in some way. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm already on there now. I'm on it. I got a project too.
I love it, dude. I love it. And connect with Evan Digby. He came to our last meetup and he's joined our groups. I think he even paid to be a member. I think he's a member and stuff. So yeah, Evan Digby, keep your eyes and ears out for that guy.
Very cool.
Miss Wanda, how are you? And who are you? And how are you showing up?
Well, I'm good, thank you. Been working on green carbon credit stuff, and it's going really well. It's kind of global. I got hundreds of people, and whew, it's keeping me really busy. But I love AI, and what I want to do is hopefully use AI to craft some of the, excuse me, trading software I want to build. So I'll probably come to you for, maybe Udbhav or somebody, lots of people in your group that are coders and programmers that could help me with that.
Yeah, I've been able to help Wanda a little bit. I built like a little AI writing tool that takes Wanda's ideas about green carbon credits and, generates articles with diagrams and stuff in her kind of voice and style that she can use for her comms and PR needs and stuff. And so I haven't barely even got a chance to show anyone that yet, but it works and it's really cool. So thanks for being here, Wanda. Fionn, you're up next, sir. Who are you and how are you showing up?
I'm showing up pretty good, actually. It feels like the end of summer here and suddenly hazy, but I'm still pretty happy the sun is shining. I work on website performance and got a few new projects coming on of like how to build a performance education and practice thing for teams of developers on websites. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Fionn's a big part of the Mind, AI, and Consciousness group, which is one of the thriving subgroups in our little world. You want to mention what's up with that, maybe?
Yeah. And so I will say my name's Finn, despite weird spelling, it's confusing.
Thank you. God bless you correcting me, because I have been saying it wrong. I spelled it Fionn some places and stuff. So thank you, sir.
I've been used to it my entire life. Don't worry. Yeah, so Mind, AI, and Consciousness. I guess most of you probably know about it, but it's really sort of reading group and philosophy discussion. The next one, we skipped August. It's usually once a month, and I'll look it up and put it in the chat.
It's cool anyway, so just maybe mention what it is.
Yeah. So the next one is around quantum computing and how that might be interesting for consciousness. And more generally, we're really talking about, on one hand, can LLMs be conscious? Is ChatGPT conscious today? And if you don't believe that, could it be maybe like a couple of years from now? And also, even more so, what does that tell us about humans? What's interesting about how people think based on what we know from like something that looks like another conscious person, but is obviously very alien in the way that it's built and doesn't think in the same way as people. So yeah, lots of interesting chats. And yeah, join the WhatsApp group if you're not on it.
Thanks, Finn. Up next, I got the AI and construction guy, Will Monjack. I saw him a second ago. Here he is.
Yeah, my computer doesn't like Zoom, so no camera. I did try.
Get that sorted out. We want to see your face next time.
Yeah, good to see you all. What's up? Yeah, I'm the AI and construction guy. Worked in the construction industry a few years. Currently looking at how we can use AI in construction workflows and helping with the change management of AI at my company. I work for an electrical contractor. Yeah, I'm still on my lunch break, to be honest. So I'm like half listening, half replying to emails.
Nice.
I just wanted to see what's going on.
Welcome, sir. Joy, I'm not sure if I met you yet, unless that's Jyoti. Oh, yes, it is Jyoti. Hello, Joy.
Hi. Of course, that's me. So, yeah, thanks, Chris. Thank you for putting up this thing. At least I was able to see everyone and those who haven't met me yet. I go by Joy, and my name is Jyoti Sharma. I work as a SAP ERP consultant with a service company. Been different projects and happened to explore AI recently. I'm pretty new to the field. I have started exploring on ethical AI and happened to join European AI safety school. I'll be completing my course in next 6 months, sorry, 6 weeks. And as soon as I complete it, probably I'll be joining on researching more on ethical AI side. That's where my interest is for AI.
And you're getting an event started or something.
Yes, I have started AI for women community because I felt the need that everybody needs to know what kind of data we are giving to these data models and what's happening around. Many of the people don't know about it because they cannot join these events, which happen mostly around the corporate. So this one is more like a tea talk, and people just show up and we meet every Thursday for an hour.
Joy was the one that broke the Guinness Book of World Records last weekend.
Doing what?
Thank you. So it was the biggest hike, and Vancouver actually owns the record now. Earlier, this was in 2023, there were like 815 hikers who hiked together at the same time. So the record was actually, this activity was in Cypress Mountain, and I just happened to see it. So picked one friend and just reached there and started hiking, and apparently, yeah, 1,500 plus people broke the record. So
That's
now
really
Vancouver owns it.
Joy's been showing up at all the coolest events around town, and somehow she showed up at ours, and we connected strongly. And she's been out to the Surrey AI event, and it's just been fun getting to know you. And nice to see you at work. I've always seen you off duty, so it's cool to see your work persona.
It's at the home, like work at home.
Okay. Mr. Imran, sir, I think you might be the last person. Then we'll just make sure no one got missed.
Awesome. Thank you all for having me, firstly. Chris, for introducing me to Vancouver AI. My name's Imran. It's been 2 years that I've settled in Vancouver. I've been born and brought up in the Middle East. And a few years back, I got my interest in, so I've been through the journey of crypto development. I've been a CTO for that. Been in consulting for 10 years, construction for 10. But lately, I got a few years back my interest in finance, and ever since I've been vibe coding for finance teams, basically helping them with the AI. One of the key things that I bring in is I help a bunch of investment bankers and advisors to invest in AI companies, as well as prepare companies to set up their structuring for investment. So that's one of the things we do. And I'm heavily vested in AI in the Middle East. So hopefully learn something from here and take it to other regions as well.
Well, welcome, sir. As I said, on the chat, I got to spend a little bit of time in Doha, Qatar, working for the TED Talks, and I really enjoyed my chance to experience the culture. There's 2 months, so it was like just long enough for the newness of it all to wear off, and me to start to actually observe some of the more under the surface differences. So it was pretty cool, man. Welcome.
Cool.
Okay, I got a couple things I want to point you all at, and then we'll do just a bit of a who has things they need to share, and then I'll check with Udbhav to make sure there's and Zaro to see what they got. But drop the link on the chat. This is the hackathon submissions. The ones that are marooned are kind of the top projects. It's one missing as a top project. 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like I'm missing one, but that's okay. Oh, where's Bear and Bunny? Anyway, I think I might have deleted one somehow. Do you guys see Shev on there?
Isn't it the second last one, Ben 7?
Yeah, I don't see Shev, Bear, and Bunny.
No.
That's so weird. Well, anyway, I'll grab that one too. Shev was one of the top projects also, and I don't see it here. I probably accidentally cut and pasted. Oh, I guess it was probably number 6. Here's a little Notion tutorial, Zaro. You guys know that Notion is my tool of choice, and so if I find that page for round 3, which should be coming up.
Funny because you're giving a tutorial, but probably in another browser. Because
what's that? If I there's just like shit all over my screen from running this Zoom, you know. if we go here and we go to version history, there it saves out all your versions from since the beginning of time. Let me just collapse that so I can see. And so when did I delete Sev? Wasn't yesterday. There he is. He's back.
Oh, Dimitri just joined.
All right. Well, there he is.
Let's go.
We'll get. Hey, Dimitri, we just went around the room and said who we are and how we're showing up. Why don't you say who you are and how you're showing up, sir? Okay, I found it. So I'm going to restore from here. In a second, after this is done, if you guys restore that, there you go. If you refresh that page that I sent you the link chat, they should all be there now. So anyway, yeah, this is all the projects. I'm glad I noticed that that I deleted one. You should check through them. There, underneath these things, there's a lot of awesome shit. There's everyone's actual submission. This is like a 15-minute poetry video. There's their actual documentation and stuff like that. And some of my AI summaries of things, and some screenshots of their stuff. So if you want to check out the hack, and like, you know, don't snooze on Dean's project, right? If you haven't explored it, it is so cool. You go to bcai.dev. I'll drop the link in the chat in a sec. One sec. You'd think as much time as I spend on Zoom, I'd be super expert in navigating my way around all the different widgets and shit. But oh, good, someone beat me there. Okay, so right, it's this website and stuff, and you know, you can play songs right here from the top bar. Is the music coming through? No, okay, music's not coming through. Play it on your side. But you know, you can go through, these are all the songs, and he's got if you slide down a little while farther, right, to advanced AI music dashboard, you know, he's got all these stats on everything, what the songs are all about. I forget exactly where the lyrics all live, but he's got all the lyrics all in here and stuff, and the album's fucking great. And there's some songs about you people. You can download the MP3s here. He was doing statistics. Where did the statistics go? It was pretty funny too. Anyway, we listened to this album on the boat last night on the way up. You know, top engagement, most liked songs, and then like, you know, here he's got where the traffic's coming from and crazy vibe coded system on top of the rival data set. But check that one out. It's one of my favorite projects. And you know, check out Projwall and Sev's projects too, because they're highly technical and you know, they're worth digging into. In fact, our GitHub, there's a GitHub project repository. So we're all getting, one of the cool things about this hackathon is we're all getting more technical together. So the first couple rounds of the hackathon, I had people emailing us in, you know, Word docs and PDFs and YouTube videos. This time around, I've got people checking the data out from our GitHub repository and checking their projects back in. And it's kind of cool because we're all forming connections between each other on GitHub and other side conversations. And it increases the interconnectedness and technical chops of everyone who participated in the hackathon together. And I think really kind of increases what we're capable of as a group. So I think it's pretty cool. The project lives somewhere here. I wasn't like prepared to do this right this second, but event and hackathon 03. I think next time around, I'm going to run it as an actual project. And I think I just, so this was like where you could download the survey data from. A bunch of people merged in pull requests with their projects into this submissions folder here. You can see 6 of the projects submitted on via GitHub, which I considered a really cool win for the whole project, that we were using this tech first. And a lot of people did it by using tools like Claude Code or Cursor that had their GitHub credentials, and they were telling their AIs to check code back in and out and stuff too. So like, these are advanced AI engineering techniques that we've kind of like adopted into the hackathon process. Let me take a breath and throw it to Zaro.
Why me? Dimitri, he just joined. I would love to hear hear from him. You asked him. I don't know if he was listening, but we just went around and did the rounds of everybody introduced themselves and talked about how they're showing up. So I would love to hear that.
Wonderful.
Yeah, just
Of
like
course.
quick, who's Dimitri and how are you showing up today?
Well, I just managed to glance at my phone and it had a Zoom link and I saw Udbhav. I'm thinking, okay, I have a few minutes of time. I would love to join in. And I'm sorry that I've missed the rest of you. I don't think I know most of you, but I know some of you well. I'm a local realtor who dabbles in AI and tries to use AI to the benefits of my clients, so finding good deals out there. And I'm a sponsor of AI event. I think it's one of the best things that I've joined up a number of months ago, maybe over a year ago now. And I'm just thrilled to be learning a lot of things and sharing my knowledge with people that are interested in AI and what it's capable of.
Yeah, man. And Dimitri's family is involved too. His son, Matthew Schwartzman, is a big part of our community. His daughter, Eliza, has become a part of our Surrey and Vancouver AI meetups. I met all the rest of his 5 kids too at one of the recent meetups, and Daniel's been coming around. So great to see you, Dimitri. And popping in and popping out is totally appropriate. Sometime if you guys have this call on your schedule and you just want to come in and say hi, we'll try to make time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah, Zaro, I just wanted you to update some of us on like what you've been up to and what you got dropping soon. And
I will. Yeah. So as I said in my introduction, I come from a community background. I've been working with community in gaming industry, big companies like EA and 2K, and met with Chris, and we started to chat about communities, and was lucky enough to get involved right before we turned this into the NPO situation and launch it like this. So what we're preparing on the backstage here is we're getting out some onboarding steps, a survey that will go out for all the members and all of the casuals as well, not only the I'm looking at the members here and thinking you guys are core now, but there's also like the big group with brain trust and all those 500 up to 1,000 people. So the idea is to get more information about all of the people that we have, create some automation in the backstage as well to help facilitate connections and relationships and collaboration between members. So if someone is looking to create a project that's very close to someone else's idea, we'll be able to find that and introduce people. If there's someone that wants to fund a project or create a new SIG, a new group, a new meetup, like you guys were talking about Chilliwack here, this system would help us find all of the people in Chilliwack and say, hey, here's a group for you to start talking about it and see if it's viable. So the idea is to create this onboarding that then feeds a data set for us to be able to create this matchmaking sort of system on the background, and also for us to help define what BCAI's objectives are from a more global perspective. What are people coming in to see happen? What are people coming in and wanting to see happen? And how can we help reach those objectives and goals? So that's
also
that's
like people have had a lot to offer too, and we haven't had a structured way to receive a lot of people's offers. They have volunteerism or things that are useful to the. And so this will also ask, what people have to contribute or what they want to share, or, roles they want to play and stuff. Will you also talk about the interviews leading to the code of conduct and all that kind of stuff?
Precisely. Yeah. So expect a survey from this convo that I just talked about. It will be coming soon. On top of that, I have been to try and define what we were going to do survey people on. I was meeting with some prominent members. I have to meet up with you, Dimitri, later on as well. Some people that have been here for a long time and that have very different angles on how they see BCAI. So I've met with Loki, I've met with Patrick, I've met with Udbhav, I've met with Lorraine from the Space Center, and everybody has a very specific point of view of what BCAI should serve and how it works and how it started and what they would want to see happening. So I'm also preparing a report on those interviews, and it should be very interesting to see some sound bites from very different perspectives of what BCAI is able to achieve just by meeting with these people, but also what we should be aiming for, from their perspective. So it's an exercise of understanding and identifying the community as one, and also understanding what people join this community for and are expecting of it. So it's awesome to get this from a fresh perspective, as I'm kind of new. I think I've come to only 4 events so far, but yeah, getting this is really fun. And also one last thing, starting to prepare, as Chris kind of sent out a spoiler alert there. We're trying to prepare a Discord server so that we have options for keeping up forum organized thoughts. The WhatsApp is becoming bigger and bigger with more and more people. So sometimes it's hard to come in and see that big string of, like just messages, and you don't know where to start or where to look for. Discord should help create this forum where you can come in and see the topics and then click on the topics and then see the conversation, so that you can follow up with what you want more than like just trying to find the needle in the haystack.
That's right. I want to open up to questions just a minute, so I'm going to be blurting out a couple things pretty fast as we are going to end this at 1, because that way people know that it starts at noon and ends at 1, and they come and we don't hang out all afternoon. But yo, Zaro, it was a good thing I did that spoiler alert, because I invited David Monti on the boat last night, and so we got a chance to sit down. And David Monti runs SparkJoy, and SparkJoy built our website, and so the ability to take payments for memberships is only one of the cool features. It was the first one, the one that's necessary to bring us together. But another one is going to be some other threading of forums and some archiving of WhatsApp into this thing and stuff. So we talked about that. But the reason I bring it up is because he said, yeah, I heard you and Zaro are doing some Discord stuff. That's great. He understands better now how the website and the Discord and the WhatsApp will sit together to serve kind of like the variety of kind of communications needs. And so WhatsApp's not going away. It's what brought us together. But now that there's a bunch of us, it's not the right place for, like, the Matt group is the perfect example. Their talks are deep and intense, and they're hard to thread through. And also they're of value once the discussion is done. And so you want a permalink there, and you want to be able to share that and stuff. So we're going to have some Discord threads for members, some areas, for people who want to connect in that way. We'll keep running WhatsApp in the way that we do. And then we'll have some website stuff roll out over time through SparkJoy and stuff like that. So that's kind of the plan around that. Feel free to let's do like 10 minutes of questions and then wrap this shit up. If there are no questions, we'll throw to Udbhav for some updates, or comments. Feel free to jump in or raise your hand. I'll call your name, whatever you like.
Hey, Chris, I have a question.
Thank you.
About Discord. I've used it a little bit. I'm sure that most of the members have used it much more than I have. If I wanted to find out where to learn the basics of it, do you just go on YouTube and figure that out, or is there a quick thing that you can maybe send out that you think is the best one?
I think both of those things are a good idea. I'd throw to Zaro, but I think we'll make a little onboarding guide for people moving from WhatsApp into Discord. And then, there's a variety of things out there for sure. It's like a best-in-class tool, but at the same time, I ain't going to send you off to the public internet. Just search around for Discord tutorials. So what you got to say, Zaro?
No, that's a great point. That was part of the conversation when we were trying to define the forum. Should we go to Reddit? Should we go to Discord? Should we do something else? One of the things was like, well, Discord is not as general yet, but it's a very good tool. So yeah, let's definitely I'll investigate and do like at least a quick playbook so that people know how to onboard and how to use it right away and are not lost when they
get. One more little editorial here. So amongst like tools of this class, there's pretty much like Slack or there's Discord, and we do get Slack for free through our new nonprofit and stuff like that. But Discord is well established in like the AI communities. A lot of AIs started there, like Midjourney, before it ever had a website or a user interface, the only place you could use it was Discord. Suno and Udio, those music ones, they're so cool now. They didn't have apps last year. They had websites. They were on Discord. And so in that way, and then also, gamers, geeks, builders, it has chops in those areas. Whereas Slack is more common, with our work lives and our work selves, and even like the business kind of side of things versus like the builder side of things. So like, let's just call the two tools equal, more or less. But I'm kind of like, and at some point you got to choose, and some people will like one more and some people will like another more. But Discord seems like a good place because it's sort of like AI centric first, DIY ground up first. It's not necessarily a corporate tool you're going to be issued when you start work at KPMG or something. So that's a little bit why they're both good. We're going to go this way. We may go another way someday, but we're not going to whiplash everybody all around. We're going to do it gradually.
Another question, if you don't mind.
I love it.
Discord versus Reddit. What are the benefits of one or the other?
I'll let you, like, Gabe, Zaro, you got some answers to that, but I mean.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that Discord has a little bit more of the live conversation benefits, you know, like the WhatsApp. You can see who's online at the moment, and you have like a live real-time type of conversation. You also have the voice channels and the video channels, just like Zoom. You can join like with hundreds of people and just have like a big town hall in Discord. So there are all of these benefits that Reddit is great on the keeping, like what Chris mentioned, keeping the permalinks and keeping these pinned, you know, big topics that we can raise. But at the same time, it's more of a stick with the text type of platform, as Discord just gives you a lot of options of live interactions.
Crazy once you get down to really slicing and dicing tools on this kind of community spectrum between fully real time and whatever, and fully archived and private and permalinked and secure, and like there's just 1,000 tools, you know, and so yeah, it's a fun discussion, but it also can end up in like an evangelical war between people who love this tool more than that tool or whatever. And so I've been trying to avoid that a little bit while also kind of keeping everybody in the loop. Oh, Luke's got one in the chat. Let me just take a quick. Can you talk more about the nonprofit and how it fits with the community meetup so far? Is it going to change anything practically? Very, very practically. It's just going to take the revenue out of my company into the nonprofit when it comes to the Vancouver AI meetups. I think it will actually provide a lot more infrastructure over time because it is the vehicle that can receive a bunch of like provincial city arts funding type stuff where my company wasn't the right vehicle for a lot of that. Does that begin to touch on the things that you're talking about? I wonder what else I could say.
Yeah, I think so. I was just wondering, so like if there was much of a distinction, or if it's just kind of more structural change, which I think you're saying is more of a structural change in the background, right?
I would think of it as a distinction. I would think the way I think of it is Vancouver AI is the flagship event of BCAI ecosystem, of which there's like 7 different types of events that take place that you'll see on our events calendar, from Surrey AI to Mac to the education and AI ethos labs. So I think of all those as like kind of distinct subgroups and event series that take place under now this kind of nonprofit that is able to provide some funding and connection and support and infrastructure and community over time.
Cool. Nice.
Also, like, our bylaws are brand new. I haven't published them anywhere yet. I plan to share them with y'all. I made a Notebook LM podcast from it that was really, really interesting, and I shared that on some channels. I can share it again, and we'll start to collect those things together into some spaces. There are some things that are wrong on the website right now, some like placeholder content from my Notion that got moved through the Spark Joy process, ended up on our website. It's just like, I'm not the executive director, I'm just a director. There's just some little updates that need to be changed, nothing of consequence or substantial, but poke around, you know, the website. And then also I'll drop a link to the Notion, which has a lot of supplementary stuff as well.
Is there, do you guys have a board yet?
Yes, Lorraine Lowe from Space Center, myself, and Carol Ann Hilton from Indigenomics Institute are the board. That is accurate on the website at the moment.
Nice.
Hold on a second. And you know, we'll be open to all sorts of things, like how people join the board and how subcommittees are formed and shared and stuff. But like, we probably won't be adjusting the main structure of things for the first year. We'll be trying to like build the infrastructure underneath kind of as it is, and then like probably once, because also like we're not critical mass or quorum yet vis-a-vis where I see the room growing. I could see, maybe by next week having 100 people was the goal for today, but I haven't quite looked. But I could see having 100 people soon, 500 by the end of the year. I've been doing lots of work on Vancouver Island, Kelowna, Prince George. This group will continue to grow to not just be a container for Vancouver AI, but to bring together some other groups that are happening around in the province. And I've already started to do that. Like I found a Maple Ridge AI crew. They came to our last meetup. They want to be a part of the thing. So I'll be looking to connect with others, share the vision, invite them in, see what happens. Yeah.
Nice.
Udbhav, you got anything you want to share?
Yeah, we've finally gotten a smoother onboarding process for our members with payments and Stripe set up better. Gabe's been working on the community onboarding and stuff. And yeah, we're excited to launch these office hours and newsletters that you'll see coming in from the next week, and the officially sharing the annual calendar with you guys. So that's where we're at here.
Yeah. And that'll be a thing that we have a mechanism for y'all to drop your projects into, or we're, sharing. The idea is there not just to share our news, but to share community news, what you guys are up to, things you've launched, people you're looking for, jobs you're hiring, and stuff like that. All right, 5 minutes. Anyone else have questions or things you want to talk about?
One quick one. This Zoom will be saved somewhere, right? And shared?
Yeah, I think that's the idea. I think I will I think I'll do a few things. I'll transcribe it and post the video probably to Notion for us. And then I'll probably use the transcript through my assistants to write some sort of a recap output thing that I'll share on the channel, something like that.
Great. Yeah. Thank you.
In the resources section on the website, there's some kind of cool and useful stuff that will give you an idea, some of the types of things that I want to be building out over the next little while. And also things that you can kind of like contribute to or might get your wheels turning about stuff. So if you go to resources, so this is all of our hackathon data sets, which are, so we ask questions through Angus Reid forums to 1,000 British Columbians at a time. And the data that comes back is freely available to y'all. And it's pretty interesting if you want to know about Canadian identity or British Columbians' attitudes towards AI. Kind of interesting. This is just a ChatGPT chatbot that has a lot of our docs and programs and stuff like that in there, as well as a whole bunch of like industry data and whatever I can kind of dig together from my personal knowledge base as I've been building this stuff over the last 2 years. This is a cool ChatGPT. This is a like 500 entity Notion database with all sorts of AI projects and departments of universities with contact information and all sorts of stuff, funding data, things like that. This is a actual list of 10 tiers of different types of AI related funding for nonprofits, individuals, companies. Ove's been funded out of here. Carla's been funded out of here. This has been my best attempt at keeping my running list, and then I just made it pretty and put it on the internet for everyone or whatever. But and also Vanessa Sanchez helped out with that a little bit too last year. So yeah, that's some of the type of stuff that are the resources we want to make available. I can give you access to lots of these things if you want to add more ecosystem data, find more funding sources, or make any of these things better. These will be things for us to maintain together over time. But yeah.
So Chris, I have a question. What is this process to kind of submit some sort of a community news or an update?
You don't have one yet, but we're developing it. So it will be maybe just get that over to Zaro and Udbhav, and maybe they might ask you they might develop a process around your request and then ask you to go through the process. So it might double time the first time and then save everybody else time the next time, something like that. It's probably like, what do you want us to share? Give us a link, give us an image, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that note, we're also preparing like the newsletter. So those are there's space for some information to come through those as well.
This is where our yet to be developed community
Exactly.
guidelines meet our submission forms. It's like, well, it'll say on there somewhere, or I'll even just say now, it'd be great if the things that are submitted are value to the community beyond just an advertisement or a click my code, you know, or whatever. So either it's personal comment, and I'm not calling you out, Imran. I'm just putting it down on the record that the things that will be chosen for the community newsletter will be the things that are of value to the community from the things that are submitted or something like that. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Because I ain't gonna spam you all up with everybody else's offers or something like that. There might be an extended section at the bottom where it's like, and everything else. All right. Cool. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Welcome to just keep telling folks what we're up to, dropping them links and letting them know that there's something going on here and it's a good time to become a part of it. You're all founding members. Oh, fill out your little profile on the website if you haven't already. There's an ability, if you don't know how to do it, Udbhav will sort you out. I just got mine filled out yesterday, but you know, it's a chance to see our faces and click each other's links. Any closing words, anyone?
No, just awesome to see everybody here.
All right.
Nice to meet some of you that I hadn't met yet. So
thanks for arranging it.
Welcome, everybody. And is this going to be a monthly event or what's
it's weekly on Fridays? We're just going to get together at noon to 1. Hopefully this was a recurring meeting invite maybe that was sent out. I'm not sure if it's stuck in your calendar or not. You might just want to check. But if you did the Google invite, hey, Udbhav, is it a recurring meeting that you sent out?
This one wasn't. This one
was.
wasn't.
The next time you see it, it'll be a recurring one.
Yeah.
You just add it and drop in when you feel like it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. Nice to meet you all.
KK over and out from Chilliwack.
Talk soon all.
Thanks. Bye.
Yes.
Bye.